All right, guys. Somebody sent me a Moist Critical video actually about this topic, and I actually watched through it a little bit. Well, yeah, this one.
Today we're talking.
I watched through it already a little bit, and I found out that it was a reference to a bigger video that was from Some Ordinary Gamers. So I'm gonna watch that. Let's take a look. It's about a really bad guy who used to eat watermelon on. That he did watermelon reviews or something. I don't know. I don't really know who he is, but he's an old guy. Let's watch it. All right. Let's see what we got here.
Hello, guys and gals. Me, Mudahar, and today we're going to be.
Hey. You gotta. That's transphobic, bro. You gotta say and non-binary pals as well, okay?
Looking into some rather unsavory characters on the internet, ladies and gentlemen. Stories that are a bit too dark for regular browsing. But ladies and gentlemen, today's individual we're looking at is Featureman, 430,000 subscribers.
Wow.
Featureman is an 85-year-old individual who might be one of the oldest active YouTubers. And if you ever want to see a quick...
85. That's crazy. Could you imagine making it to that level, dude? I don't know, dude. That's a heck of a hardcore challenge, am I right? All my World of Warcraft people who know what I'm talking about and nobody else does.
Quick glimpse of what their content is like. I'm gonna just play a little bit for you to get you into the groove of things.
Hello, food fans. We got some good food for lunch today. We're going to have hot dogs. Everybody likes hot dogs. They're not the most healthy food in the world, but they taste very good. I'm going to have fried hot dogs the way I like them.
Now you might be like, "Whoa, Mudo."
Fried hot dogs, we all like them. Yeah, fried, right? I mean, I honestly, I know this is a hot take, but I like boiled hot dogs. I'm just a big fan of boiled. I like tasting the dirty meat, you know? I love tasting dirty meat. It's like my favorite taste. I love it. Sometimes I'll do a hot dog challenge and I'll swallow a whole slab of dirty meat without even chewing. You know, I'll let it boil into my stomach for a little bit. So, just saying.
What is going on over here, ladies and gentlemen? He's just some old guy that's making cheap food. And what's there to talk about here? Now, initially, that's what I thought, too. The only reason I know about Featureman is, my wife pretty much showed me who this person was. And we're kind of like comfy viewing, if you will. You know what I mean? Just watch some old guy cook. I usually had this person's videos play at some point when I was editing a video, just in the back, okay? Just as like background filler noise. It's either this or Silent Hill 2 music. Unfortunately, I think I need to listen to a bit more Silent Hill 2 music, considering that this whole story, this whole channel, went darker than it should. Now, to give you a quick idea to sort of settle in what we're talking about, one of my good friends, my buddies, my brother, my drinking homie, Nick Crowley, made a video titled YouTube's Hidden Predator. And I guess...
Oh, wow. What the heck? Wait, this is a... What's going on here? Wait, there's a Nick Crowley video? Oh, my goodness. Oh, my lord. How old is that
Another
video?
performer...
How old is that video? YouTube's Hidden Predator. 2 years ago, he
you could say thematically, we've unfortunately matched the same sort of video here. And yeah, that's pretty dark, but let's get into what the situation is.
Is it the same guy? How did this go on for, like, people knew about this for 2 years? Jesus.
Now, 2 days ago, I was basically informed about this through my own comment section. And initially, I looked at it and I recognized the name. And
what's the guy's channel name again?
I said, Featureman and these kind of unsavory allegations? How could that be? So, of course, I decided to do my own research and decided to look into it. That wasn't until I found out that Featureman himself made a video responding to a lot of these allegations and a lot of these, murmurs on the internet, which was deleted.
Oh, he hasn't made anything in 6 years. That's probably why nobody really says anything, because he hasn't done anything. He's probably not even alive anymore, honestly. Yeah, this guy's, that's probably why people didn't really pick it up, because he hasn't done anything in a while. Or maybe he just purged a lot of videos. I think I heard that he might have done that. Yeah. Okay.
Within an hour. The video here in question is titled My Jailhouse Adventures Recommended for
It
was deleted within an hour.
Oh, wow.
The video here in question is titled My Jailhouse Adventures Recommended for Adults Only. Don't worry, we're not going to watch it in 2006 vision. I'm only
recommended for adults only, guys, but not exclusive too. Okay. All right, just so you know.
Showing you because this video existed at one point of Featureman looking into the corner with a bag of chips in the background and the Dell Inspiron staring us right in the face. So, of course, one of the wildest things from this situation was I wanted to, again, get a quick idea of what this video was entirely about. Now, one of the description pieces for this video, which again, this is a screenshot captured by a community that is actively investigating the situation as well.
Wow.
So again, I didn't screenshot this, so I'm not going to say that this is 100% what the description was. Again, my rule is if I didn't capture it through my own screen recording software, I can't 100% claim that I believe it. Now, this is, of course, a description that says one error late in the video I used is the word prison when he meant jail. This is the story about my attempts to change an archaic law in Nevada. All of the actions in this video was something that happened more than 45 years ago. And some of the stories go back over 50 years. There are many people who have been incarcerated, and each person is different. A recent bit of misinformation has made its way to the comment section of YouTube and other places. Hopefully, this will make the past a little less fuzzy. If attorneys want to check the wording of Statute 201-190, be sure to get the 1976 or 77 versions, as 201-190 has changed. So in here, it makes it sound like Tom was basically falsely accused. Tom was, falsely treated by the Nevada government, and it was through his trials and tribulations that he.
Yeah, so I think my understanding is that he's fighting against some kind of like anti-LGBTQ law, which was funny enough probably did exist back then. And so, but my understanding is, from what I've seen about it, that the kid was 14 at the time. So like, it's a little I don't know if I would say that that's appropriate. Hot take. I think he was like 40 at the time. That might be a little bit outside of the age of like consent. Just a little bit, just a little bit.
He ended up getting an archaic law changed. So again, I wanted to play this video back, and it's about 19 minutes long. So again, I've listened to the whole thing. I'm going to play back a few snippets of the video, and then we're going to get into the apparent facts of the case. Before we get entirely into that video, though, we have to look at a few unearthed newspaper clippings that basically explain why people were looking into this in the first place. So, for instance, one of the posts here from 8 days ago by a user known as Inquisitive Ferret had wrote, a jury found appellant Thomas Willett guilty of 3 counts of violation of NRS 201-190. Now, of course, you can see over here, guilty as charged. They got a little bit of a photograph going on over there. Thomas Willett is, again, if I could just open some of these as new images so we can zoom them up real quick. Here's an image of Tom Willett. And guilty as charged. Tom Willett is pictured during the last hours of freedom Wednesday as he enters district court for the conclusion of his trial on 3 charges stemming from homosexual assaults on the residents of Child Haven. Willett was convicted. His bond was revoked. So again, the district county of 6 men and 6 women deliberated less than an hour Wednesday before finding former juvenile court volunteer worker guilty of 3 counts of...
I'm surprised he got out of it, like, considering what the age of the person and the fact that back then, because I'm assuming they went with, I don't know, some kind of like gay defense. I'm surprised that they didn't like put him away forever or something, which sounds like probably something that should have happened based on what I understand, and we're going to learn more. But how did he get on a technicality back then? Are we supposed to be more homophobic than that? I thought I'm expecting more homophobia than that, guys. Come on, we need to do better. That's not even homophobia. It's actually ignorant of me to say that, since seems more like a. I guess it's not technically, actually, it's technically pedophilia 8-14, but it's bad. It's still really bad. So, but like it's still a philia, all right, or
infamous crime against nature stemming from assault on 14-year-old residents of Child Haven. Yes, 14 years of age. Yes, minors.
It said residents. Is that more than one? Jesus.
Very, very goddamn minor. Not the crime, the victim, unfortunately, in this case. So, of course, his victim, a youth who is now 18 years old during the court trial, remember, they were 14 when this had actually happened, according to the record and the reporting here. So the youth who said he had been placed in Child Haven because of the parents' neglect of him testified Willett assaulted him once in his cabin, once in the drive-in movie, and once at their house. So not just once, multiple times. And of course, that wasn't the only news clipping over here too. This is another one. This is a third one where, of course, Tom is seeking a review of the entire situation. And here they actually mention the boy was 15-year-old. In fact, they use the plural boys in this case because it appears that there was, of course, more than one victim. Now, again, Tom, let's watch his video and sort of like see a few snippets that are interesting.
With other adults. And I will be talking about my arrest record. And that happened back in the 1970s, what I'm going to be telling you about. And it seems there's some people asking questions.
Actually, it makes sense that he got away with it. I think that my understanding is that he was a priest. So, I'm just kidding. I'm sorry.
Questions now on the internet about me, so...
Yeah, there are some people asking questions. So he mentioned a court case in the 70s. Let's go up a little further until he talks about the conviction. Featureman is a little bit long-winded, so again, we're just going to,
Yeah, I'm playing WoW. I think it's a decent game to get into. Frankly, I'm playing a private server called Duskhaven, because it has different classes and it's classic, and I'm kind of like tired of live WoW,
we're gonna get to the point. This whole video has pretty much been re-uploaded anyway, so if you want to go watch it, it's available on the internet. So let's get into it.
Now, about 1977, I became involved with the court system once again. I was arrested. I was tried, I was convicted by a jury, and I was sentenced.
Well, I guess he should have tried a little harder than that.
And the sentence was life in prison.
So, of course, he talks about getting life.
Sounds like a light sentence.
Again, I have the entire case over here, Willett versus State, which happened in 1977, 1978. And, of course, over here they said he was sentenced to life in prison with, of course, possibility of parole. So, again, unless there's a totally different case with the near same amounts of coincidences happening, then I have to imagine this is the same case. Again, I'm trying to be as charitable as I can. Not charitable to this individual, but again,
No, but just trying to be careful because this is a pretty serious allegation. But so far, everything tracks pretty well, so...
trying to be as honest as I can be. I don't want to defame somebody because these are very, very serious charges. Again, I'm only dealing with the facts that are present at the time of me filming this video. So let's get further when he talks about this specific law that he broke.
Charge you with infamous crime against nature if you had any sort of sexual contact with anyone other than a man and a woman who were married to each other. Anything else was considered infamous crime against nature. And without getting into details,
that's probably true. That law probably exists, and then I guess he somehow exploited that law to get this. I don't even know what the hell.
I will say that there was a trial, and the...
What do you mean without getting into details? Now, this is what I would like to say is very selective omission of the truth. So what he's trying to make it sound like here is that this was mostly a law that was relegated around maybe persecuting individuals that were homosexual, which wouldn't be surprising back in the 70s for, the entire U.S. I believe even at the time, Nevada was I think maybe a more, it wasn't exactly as welcoming to gay culture.
Well, I mean, gay marriage was illegal until 2016, so we were not welcoming at all to gay culture at all. Let's just be absolutely real here. Okay, so yeah, for sure.
I would say as something like California, but it's a very, very intentional misframing of the situation. It's not that he forgot it because he was old. It's because he's deliberately omitting that information. Yes, at the end of the day, obviously this isn't an interaction between a man or a woman. But it's also not an interaction between a legally aged man and another legally aged man. Yeah. Again, reading the court documents, it involves a minor. Reading the news clippings, it involves a minor well under the age of 18. Well, why not include that into the situation? Again, without getting into details, I can see why he wouldn't get into details.
I wonder if our society just didn't care back then. Because even you even hear some older people today that will talk about how 16 not a big deal. Obviously there are states where it's still the law where you can sleep with a 16-year-old in some instances. Which I think is wrong, but it's much more acceptable to people back then. They're like, yeah, whatever, For me, it's well, unfortunately, that's the law, so there's not much we could do, but it's wrong. We should advocate against it. So I wonder if they're just yeah, whatever, who cares? I truly wonder, or maybe it's because the kid sounded like they had some kind of history of some form of abuse in their home or something. If I heard that correctly, I could be wrong about that. I might have just misheard something. It's just very unfortunate.
Because there is no actual defense.
Witness against me, and he was over 18 years of age. The witness against me...
I love how he's the witness against me was 18. Now, according to the actual case that we'll be reading, and I'm going to show you
Yeah, the case 4 years old. That makes perfect sense. Just the fact that he would even say it like that is already kind of a red flag, honestly, to me.
The snippet of it. You'll see that while the case happened in 78, yes, the victim would be 18, the crime that the record is actually showing is that in November 1973, so let's do some basic math real quick.
Does that make them 13? I thought it was 14. That's wild.
Quickly, yeah, if they're 18 at the time of 1978, they're pretty fucking minor by the time of 1973 if we just rewind a little bit. So again, while I thought the rest of this 20-minute video was him explaining the situation, he never mentions the minors. He never goes into the situation. If anything, he talks mostly about the fact that this entire case went from life imprisonment to almost nothing because what appears Featureman took advantage of was getting off on a technicality. So listen to this one.
Place where I was with the trustees. And I started reading the Reader's Digest used to have some good stories. And one of the stories was about ex parte Milligan, EXPARTE MILLIGAN, ex parte Milligan. You can look it up. It has to do with due process. And I realized after reading it that the judge did not have the authority to place me in jail as a condition of probation. And the reason being...
Okay.
It's not in the law of Nevada. The law in Nevada said when a person commits the infamous crime against nature, they shall be sentenced to prison for life. That's the only, and there was no description of what a infamous crime against nature was. Anyway, the result of my reading that, I wrote a writ or a motion, and I asked to be sent back down. This is after he had ruled on the sentence and placed me in prison for life, supposedly, but with the first year being on probation.
So basically,
so he got off on some kind of technicality because they didn't execute. They got basically like Bill Cosby, is what I'm hearing. That he got off because of some kind of technicality, where like they did something wrong that's not that big of a deal, but technically you have to let somebody go because of that. That's what I'm hearing out of this whole entire situation, to be honest with you. So, okay.
basically over a technicality on sentencing guidelines on this one law.
Yeah.
Basically, Featureman got out of it. I guess the state of Nevada didn't want to pursue it, or maybe it might have actually affected, from what I understand, other potential people that have actually been, charged under the same crime as well. Because if he finds one loophole, actually
Why would he even bring this up, honestly? I mean, I probably to reframe the situation, but Jesus Christ. Should have just let this one go. Jesus.
criticizing him for. There is no remorse in this man. He's literally just kind of bragging to the public that he got away on a technicality. It's so insane to completely witness. And again, you might be wondering just why he would be mentioning it. Well, it's because there apparently is like a YouTube wannabe lawyer.
Well, I heard somebody in the I thought he said somebody in the comments had mentioned it, so he feels like he has to get ahead of it or something. So
That was looking into it.
I never had any more problems with that. Now there's a YouTube attorney wannabe who thinks that something had happened 45 years. Is there anyone else out there who's got 45 years of a clean record? And I haven't.
probably most 45-year-olds. What do you mean? Hey, anybody out there got a clean record of 45 years? Yeah, 45-year-olds. Okay. This does bring up an interesting question, though, and I don't know how I feel about this, because right now, one of the big issues that we're having here is this happened like 45 years ago, right? Or probably longer now, since this video was deleted, I don't know. But either way, it happened a long time ago. And the question comes into, like, what happens if he had gone to jail, if he had done his time, if he had been remorseful? Like, are we able to forgive that? Because I don't know. I mean, there are obviously bad things that you can forgive. I don't think anybody would contest that, you know what I mean? But raping a child, that's what this really is. A 14-year-old, at 38. It's not like they were like 19. It's like, that's really bad, you fucked up. It's like that's a grown person, It's like, can you forgive that? I mean, that's the point of the criminal justice system, is to be able to go through it and then come out the other side reformed, though he's not expressing any remorse, so obviously. But if he was, like, is there a way to forgive that? I don't really know. I don't know if I don't know if I would. I guess if society said, like, yeah, fuck it. But me personally, I don't know. That's pretty fucked. I guess that's society's conversation to have. But
sneezed in public or anything. I mean, let's
Sneezed in public? Let's not compare what we're about to read in this case document to sneezing in public. And you know who else has a clean 45 years?
Well, now that it's COVID. Now we got COVID, okay? So if you sneeze on someone in public, that's basically the same as molesting a child, apparently. I didn't say it, okay? It's pretty fucking horrible.
Mom and dad. So you're not the only one out there, buddy.
be sensible about this. 201.190 was an unconstitutional law. I helped get it changed.
Okay, I'm done with this fucking explanation. Nothing actually got addressed. If anything, this guy's just flexing that he got off on a technicality. So now this is where we're going to get a little bit dark.
Well, it sounds more like he's trying to be like, no. If anything, he did a really... That's what probably the biggest issue here is that what he's saying is he got a law change, which was probably bad. I'm not going to look into it, but I'm going to assume that it was like very homophobic law. That was condemning people for having sex with other consensual adults, if they were like gay. And he was able to ride that technicality in some capacity. He's like, I helped change it. Like, you shouldn't be bragging about that. But what's really fucked is that if conservative content creators pick this up, they're going to have a field day. Because what we're experiencing right now is, my point, was changed because of a, Predator, I think is reasonable to say. Is a really bad guy. So, yeah, I wonder how that'll play out.
Darker in the video. Let's read Willett versus State together. So a jury found that
Jerusalem.
appellant Thomas Willett, guilty of 3 counts of violation to 190, the infamous crime against nature. He was sentenced to life imprisonment with the possibility of parole on each count, with the terms to run concurrently. The sentences were suspended, and appellant was placed on probation for a period not to exceed 5 years, with the first year to be served in Clark County Jail. He seeks reversal of his judgment of conviction on the principal ground that the court erred in admitting testimony concerning his illicit relationship with another person. Oh, he didn't mention that in the fucking video, did he? So let's read this. The record shows that appellant in November 73 was playing in a musical group volunteered to entertain the children at Child Haven in Las Vegas. Okay. There he met the victim of this crime, a minor boy, and he went with this boy to a room to introduce him to the guitar, a musical instrument. But the session ended in the first act of oral copulation. So again, it only says the first of several acts. It wasn't just one. Minor boy, and he went with the children at Child Haven in Las Vegas. Appellant in November 73 of conviction on the principal ground that the court erred in admitting testimony concerning his illicit relationship with another person. Oh, he didn't mention that in the fucking video, did he? So let's read this. The record shows that appellant in November 73 was playing in a musical group volunteered to entertain the children at Child Haven.
Jesus Christ, what the fuck? Sorry, I didn't know if I heard that correctly. I needed to like re-listen to it. So this guy posed as some kind of as if he was doing charity for this group of kids, and then predatorized one of the kids. Jesus Christ, man! Is that like a some kind of is that some kind of like an orphanage or something? Is that what they said? I'm sorry, I'm a little silly. All right, that's fucking horrible though.
In Las Vegas.
Jesus.
There he met the victim of this crime, a minor boy, and he went with this boy to a room to introduce him to the guitar, a musical instrument. But the session ended in the first act of oral copulation. So again, it only says the first of several acts. It wasn't just one, it was multiple. Now, you want to know the technicality that was actually argued here? Listen to this one. It's even more insane. During the same month, appellant visited the Eddie Lee Home for Boys in Clark County. There he met a minor boy, another victim.
Jesus, that Eddie Lee Home sounds like some kind of I don't know, orphanage or some kind of a home for wayward children. To me, at least.
Who testified that while the defendant, a volunteer worker, yes, somebody that could be trusted, again, as a confidant, was helping us to set up for Christmas. The defendant performed an act of, again, that same oral situation, on that young man. The testimony was admitted during the state's case in chief, and it is the admission of this testimony upon which the appellant seeks reversal of the judgment of conviction.
Jesus.
So here they were arguing on a case known as Nestor v. State, where they were basically looking at, it is a rule that criminal evidence, that on the trial of a person accused of crime, proof of a distinct independent offense is inadmissible. The exceptions to this general rule, evidence of other crimes, is competent to prove the specific crime charged when it tends to establish motive, intent, the absence of mistake or accident, a common scheme or plan embracing the commission of 2 or more crimes so related to each other that proof of one tends to establish the others, the identity of the person charged with commission of the crime on trial. So again, they were actually arguing in reference to the fourth portion, where it says a common scheme or plan embracing the commission of 2 or more crimes that would help establish one or the other. Now, again, while referencing all these cases, one of the paragraphs was rather important. So it says the importance of establishing this fact far outweighs the prejudicial possibility that the jury might convict for general rather than a specific criminality. Even granting the general rule of admissibility of evidence of independent crimes to prove the offense charged, many courts recognize a limited exception in the area of crimes, sex crimes, to prove the nature of the accused's specific emotional propensity. So again, we do not believe the district judge in the case before us abused his discretion in admitting the witness's testimony. The court, in a pretrial hearing and in a hearing about the evidence or presence of the jury, balanced the preferred testimony against its probative value. So, and then determined that the probative value of the evidence outweighed its prejudicial effect.
Bro, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think I understand what the fuck's happening here at all. I have to re-listen to that. I'm so confused. I have to hear that again. I'm sorry. This is a little bit complicated.
Far outweighs the cases. One of the paragraphs was rather important. So it says the importance of establishing this fact far outweighs the prejudicial possibility that the jury might convict for general rather than a specific criminality. Even granting the general rule of admissibility of evidence of independent crimes to prove the offense charged, many courts recognize a limited exception in the...
Does anybody understand what the fuck he's saying?
...of the evidence outweighed its prejudicial effect.
I'm confused.
We cannot rule based on the facts presented that the lower...
Are they just saying that since they operated incorrectly, that they have to weigh that more than the actual crime that the person did in some capacity? They have to follow the technicality or the correct legal proceedings, and since they didn't, they have to let him go on some on value. I'm sorry, it's so fucking bizarre.
Its discretion. So again, this is all happening in an appellate court, and this is something that Featureman is failing to tell people that are watching this content. So again, I'm only going off by what I've seen in this case document, okay, this case docket, and those newspaper clippings. So I'm in the middle of like a drive here. I went out because this is such a weird situation to watch, and To be honest with you, I had a little bit of an editor note too. So obviously, reading the definition of the Supreme Court and affirmations, one thing that I wanted to really point out and really put emphasis on was a lot of these people that they were mentioning, a lot of these individuals, let me just turn off the climate, a lot of the individuals, the children in this case, the victims, right? They weren't just like kids with families. They were kids who were part of like homes. They were.
Oh, I wasn't actually confused. I got it right. Okay. It's a lot of words. It's a lot of fucking words, bro. I don't do good with words. I know good words.
You know, they were part of, from what I understand, like foster situations, right? Like not foster situations, but like they were part of like orphanages. It seems like where they were. This person came in to serve as sort of an instructor, a music teacher, somebody that had a position of power, somebody that should have been trusted. It makes.
He's probably a really nice guy too. Like I know that sounds weird to say, but like it's one of those things where. I don't know. For me, maybe this is just my prejudice, but like there's people who act like so nice all the time, and I feel so I feel like you're hiding something. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like he probably was like the really oh my god, it's this. He's a musician that's coming here to play with the kids for free or play for the. Well, so I guess he was playing with the kids, but I meant play for the kids for free. Oh, he's such a nice guy. Blah blah blah. I feel like that's what it is, more than anything else. So. That's terrible.
From what I'm reading, it makes you one of the worst fucking people possible. So when I see this person getting so excited about getting off on a technicality, like
not even excited getting off a technicality. He's excited that he changed the law. He's an LGBTQ revolutionary to him. He's putting himself in proximity of like homosexual men by doing that, which is already a huge problem where people will say like, we'll call gay people like pedophiles in some capacity. Like he's having a net loss impact on this whole social conversation because he's not gay. He's a fucking child predator. Like that's what he is, right? Being gay is different from being a child predator. So he's putting himself in proximity of LGBTQ people. He's having like a really negative impact, and some people could take this and like really run with this if they wanted to be, you know, real pieces of shit. So
what? And then the people defending it, which there are a couple of people in the comments, because, you know, law of averages, there's going to be one fucking freak out there in the world, 10 freaks, 100 freaks. If you're defending this, what is wrong with you? How bad is your morality? What does your ethics look like? It was really.
I guess it depends on how you defend it. If you're like, well, the court ruled, then I chalked it up to like ignorance. I don't think that you're a predator. I get some people like trust the court system. It's generally decent. But like based on these circumstances, this seems pretty fucked.
Wild that some people got some screenshots out of the video when it was up for a little bit, where Featureman made some rather interesting comments. So apparently, again, I haven't seen these, so you know, I'm gonna have to hope that these are completely real. Again, my rule is unless I refresh a page and see it for myself, I can't just necessarily believe it. But anyways, one of the alleged comments here was, "I was rich with friends and they helped a lot." Okay. So wait, you had money and you had friends and they helped you get out of this pickle? Okay. I mean, that kind of lines up with when he was talking about, like, what, the the governor of Nevada hitting up? Featureman, responding to a user known as Cowboy, says, "The DA wanted me to plead guilty and accept a 6-year sentence. My attorney said it was a good deal. I get a new attorney." Okay. Interesting. And then, of course...
They were going to give him a 6-year sentence originally? Jesus. He must have had, like, a ton of money to be able to bankroll this if he's just fucking swapping attorneys out. Jesus.
Featureman said, "Thanks. There was no video that prompted me to make this. It was comments to other videos." Again, I don't think Tom understands the fucking Streisand effect. Maybe it was just because that Tom has a really high opinion of himself, you know, being the extra in so many movies, yet not ever really being the starring role. I mean, you can literally see this guy flexing some of his movie and
Don't be
TV
mean to
appearances,
that
like
fucking
SpongeBob,
predator.
where like you see that like little shoulder. That's me. Yeah, I know, it's really a massive flex over there. But you're not as big as you think you are. You're not as smart as you think you are in this situation, because what Tom forgot is in the era of the internet, anybody with a dirty past like this, you know, it's only a matter of time before it all starts surfacing up. Now, there has been one piece of
guys, don't expose me, but I like licking armpits, okay? Don't expose me for that. Guys, we're in the age of the internet. Don't expose me for that. Please. Please. Girls from my past, don't tell them. Don't tell them I like that. Don't tell them.
And one side of the story that hasn't made its way yet. And it was one that I was waiting for before filming the video. Now, there is a channel known, there is a YouTuber by the name of Taylor Korzeniewski, who's basically uploading content where Featureman has quite a lot of features into it. The channel is not necessarily the largest. It's about 2.3 thousand subscribers. The guy actually does make pretty interesting content for the most part. Now, he was actually supposed to release a video in the community tabs. He said he spoke with Featureman at like 2 in the morning. 2 in the morning a while back, where he was supposed to release it like 18 hours ago. He did fall asleep, and at the time of recording this, it hasn't released. And again, I'm not really, waiting too much on it. When it comes out, I'll definitely look into it. Maybe I'll append some of it into this video. Speaking of appending, I'm actually so glad I waited. It's currently 4 in the morning. I really hope my camera is focused. If not, I apologize. Let me just fix it real quick. Yeah, so Taylor's video, I just spoke with Featureman about why he deleted the video. So again, outgoing call, 1 hour and 41 minutes, okay? So this is in relation to him calling him at around 2 in the morning. And ladies and gentlemen, this is a 32-minute video, meaning that it is severely cut down from its initial call. Over 50%, it seems.
Jesus.
And it's not a good look when you're cutting down a serious topic like this. I'd rather have the full feature-length call out there, and if you have to beep out personal stuff, do it. But this might be one of the most unhinged, outlandish, Black Mirror-y type videos that I've seen. There is no remorse. It almost feels like Taylor here with 2,000 subscribers, and if I just look at how much these collaborations have actually done for his channel real quick, videos, popular. It really seems like with 21K views, like unless you're getting like 20 bucks, 30, 40 bucks worth of AdSense, it really isn't worth defending this. Anyways.
Whoa. All right. You can get some good money on 21,000 views. Might be like $100. Also, though, obviously, you shouldn't be defending gross shit. I'm just saying. All right. Don't knock it. All right. I do okay for the limited views I get. All right. So don't be a hater.
I'm getting too ahead of myself. We're going to play 2 points in this that really burned me. Okay, so let's listen to them together.
Yeah, I think deleting the video is a really bad idea because now people are just going to think that they got under your skin.
How was that?
So I think the best case scenario, maybe just reshoot the video and just say it and just say the video again in another way, more calm, like the same way. But with at the end, the internet is going to be ruthless, and you know this, and you have a different ending. Because people are gonna want a place to go and put their bullshit. Like it wasn't deleted by YouTube. It would have said this video was removed by etc.
It's kind of an interesting concept because I don't know. I mean, to be charitable, this kid probably doesn't know what's going on to the fullest extent. But it's so interesting that we do have such like a horrible like YouTube landscape or internet landscape where people get canceled for dumb shit all the time. That like sometimes it can just be like a general argument to say like, oh, you know how this YouTube is. Like they'll cancel people for anything. And then people are like, yeah, you're right, because you are right. But that doesn't mean that it's not true. But it's crazy how disproportionate people are sometimes, that just because of the disproportionality of people, it like almost creates a passive defense. It's wild. So just something to bring up.
It would have been a reason, but the fact that it says it can't be found by the user, I was like, oh, I think I'd call him.
So Taylor is trying to give this guy some advice on how to reshoot the video, basically PR control for free. And I think the best way to reshoot the video is to explain what happened.
The best way to reshoot the video is to... I don't know. I think that you guys know the joke I was going to make, right? Like, instead of a camera, you can use a tool that is popular in schools nowadays to shoot the video. Aim that tool at yourself. Turn it on, It's not a bad idea. So
versus explain how you got away on a technicality.
Talking about
but this is where things get super unhinged.
Yeah. So if you change the ending, Mr. Beast gave away millions of dollars to people and saved people's eyesight.
Yeah.
And people still got mad about it. He tried to save people and still got in trouble for it. Yeah. Right. So, and if he deleted.
Yeah, I mean, he tried. He gave people a bunch of surgeries for their eyes, and he got canceled. Imagine what they're gonna do to somebody who loves children, right?
That video because everyone's gone.
Are we really comparing this serious situation to Mr. Beast's Twitter drama? Yeah, let's compare a situation where a bunch of loser nobodies on Twitter complained for 24 fucking hours about Mr. Beast, comparing him to like the Antichrist. It was a joke. Everyone knew it was a joke. This is not a joke. This is us unearthing serious criminal situations that shouldn't be taken lightly, okay? Yes, people are not going to like Featureman, okay? okay? You want to know why they don't like Featureman? It's not because of meaning bullshit drama that I'll laugh at, Charlie will laugh at, Pyrocynical will laugh at, Markiplier will laugh at, everyone will laugh at. This is not a laughing matter, okay? The actual anger and outrage here is pretty fucking justified. But if you thought it wasn't going to get dumber than this, listen to what this fucking idiot goes on about.
18 when the court case happened. Because, you know, it doesn't matter that he was 18 during the court case. The place is for minors, technically.
Wait, this kid knows? Wait, this kid knows what's going on here, and he's still like, well, you know, this is, what the fuck? I'm gonna die. This game is so fucking annoying sometimes. Sorry, it's not appropriate for this video, but the reason that I died was because what happens for some reason, this is like a custom class in this fucking server. Why did I ever get fucking spawned here? Whatever. There's a point where like it auto locks your auto attack on and you can't use your main damaging ability, so I fucking just died. Yep, that's why I keep logging out in the middle of the game.
For place for people under 18, so he wouldn't have been there because he was 15.
Yeah.
So it's important to get the facts in a manner where you don't want to sound like you're trying to trick people. Be like, hey, he was 15 when it started. He was 18 when he decided to change his mind. It was illegal to be gay. It's not illegal anymore.
What?
But,
what a beautiful defense. He was 18 when he decided to change. This guy's an idiot. Holy fuck. Yeah, he's 15 when we started, which doesn't track. It sounds like he was either 13 or 14. But let's just say he was 15, which still doesn't make it appropriate. I mean, we're talking about like a 38-year-old, I think he was at the time. And then he was 18, he decided to change his mind. He doesn't really have a mind to make up at that point. Like, he's a baby. He's a child. He's a little stinky poop. Okay, that's a little weird. Don't say it like this. I'm just being a little too comical. I gotta relax. He's a kid. He didn't get a choice in the first place. Like, he might have made a choice, but willingness doesn't equal consent. So if his argument is that it was a willing, full interaction, I don't care. It doesn't make it consensual. It's like, what the fuck?
Why are we conflating this to, oh man, you just got busted because you were gay when it wasn't really cool to be gay back then? This was not about a man being persecuted for homosexuality, you fucking moron, okay? I'm sorry. It is what it is. This is about a person, you literally just said it, okay, in between your fucking dumb cuts. This is not about, he was 18 during the court trial, but he was 15 back then. That's what we're getting at, okay? Ignore the homosexuality for a second. That's not the outrage, Taylor. The outrage is...
Well, it's not homosexuality. I just want to be very clear. This is like some kind of philia, right? Like, I don't want to wrap or rope gay people into the bad things of some kind of a file. Is it a hebephile technically? I don't know, but you get my point.
The kid was 15, 14. That's the outrage. This is a kid trying to protect this. This is a man older than me. Taylor's like 31 years old. I'm 28. This is him trying to protect his fucking meal.
I thought that guy was like 20 or fucking something. He looked really young. I assumed he was like 14 because the one guy wanted to hang out with him so much.
Ticket. Oh man, this old guy's really gonna take me to fame and stardom. Shit, I might get a reality TV show off this. Holy fuck, Amazon Prime Video and Netflix might take me. Are you unhinged? Is this really the hill worth dying on? I think what's so wild is even the comments, some of the comments, not all. Listen, there's always going to be one unhinged idiot on the internet, 1, 10, or 100. This is the one comment that just drives me insane. Again, I'm done with Taylor's BS video. It is disgusting. Taylor, you are a horribly disgusting individual for even fucking whatever I had to watch right there. You don't need to punish an elderly man for something a court of law has already taken care of. Whatever his issues are, there's no need to bring an elderly man down this late in life. Is there a statute of limitations to abuse like?
I mean, he's old anyway. Might as well bring him down, if you know what I mean. Like, what's the point? He's lived his life. He got away with it for a while, you know? And plus, none of this actually is going to matter. Like, I'm just going to be real with you. It's not going to amount to anything. He's not going to get rearrested. He's not going to get retried. He didn't make, it seemed like he probably didn't make that much content on YouTube anymore anyway. He's not even going to face any real repercussions except for people online aren't going to like him anymore. Like, there's no negative for this guy. Like, it's not like he's going to be fucked for life. Like, he's already pretty much done with his life. But it's just going to be, oh, this guy's a bad guy, and he's just going to walk away. You know, he's probably already got money. He's old enough to have earned whatever. It's just going to end. Like, this is just it. Like, there's nothing is going to come of this. Nothing is going to come of this, so.
Do you understand why this is considered a cyclical affair, right? When you harm a kid like this, it carries with them to their grave, okay? That's the problem. That's the issue right there. This person is on YouTube, Featureman, with a child fan base that probably comes out and watches him like he's grandpa or something. Should that be okay? You know, YouTube took down EDP 445, and he wasn't even officially convicted by law enforcement. there is a court case, a court proceeding that we just read.
Well, if you're going to go with that angle, then like they're going to say he got off on it, so he probably didn't do it from a legal perspective. That's what they probably respond with.
That puts Featureman in the worst possible fucking light imaginable. If anything, it is of my opinion that YouTube delete his channel and completely ban him, because this is a dangerous, bad individual. All right, and I mean that 100%. Featureman. Jeez, just. It's been a while since I've actually been this angry at something. Like, it's been a while since my blood has boiled to the point where I'm not even able to see straight anymore. I really am not.
I want to say one thing though, because like I don't know if Mudahar covered it. Maybe he did. Let me look it up. But there's
hello,
like,
guys and gals.
There was this guy Glendon Cameron who like was really horrible, and he. Is it maybe he?
Hello, guys.
Did he cover it? Oh, I don't think so. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong. There's this guy named Glendon Cameron, and like a lot of people covered it. I covered it, obviously. And this guy basically, through all the findings that I had, he admitted to like a lot of fucked up shit. He said that like R. Kelly really didn't do anything wrong. He just got caught. He talked about how he used to, like, 20 years ago, he was fucking around with like a high school girl. She was 17. Then he admitted that he found some 40-year-old mom to have sex with in front of her 16, 17-year-old children. And then they got together and raped her, both of the girls. He won't give you a definitive answer on how old age of consent should be, as long as they look old enough. He praised like, historical like Viking rape culture and men just getting to be able to do whatever they want. And like nobody covered it. A lot of people just didn't cover it. Like YouTube drama channels, they just didn't care, didn't cover it. So it's like I wonder why. And that's so much worse than what this guy did. Actually, this guy did something horrible too. I mean, they're both. I would say that they're comparable. I guess it's because this guy had a bigger following or something, so he's more popular and it was more known. But I don't know. I'm still a little sore at that. Like, there's so many people who just didn't cover it. I feel like there's no way you couldn't have known. Part of me makes it. I don't know. I wonder if it's because it was like in like the black manosphere. So like for whatever reason, people that aren't black just don't talk about that stuff. I don't know why. So I wonder why people. I just wonder why people didn't talk about that. I don't know, but probably I guess they just don't know about it or something. But I don't know. Somebody told me they went into like Ethan Klein's live a while ago, and Dan acknowledged it and said, "We'll look into it," and then he never did. Which could be that person could just be lying to me or something. I don't know. But it's a little weird, and that guy still has a channel. But hey, that's just a theory, a game theory.
This is a bad person. Okay, this is some of the most depressing shit that I have had to read through, and the fact that this person has no sorrow, no remorse, and has flexed the fact that he has gotten away on a technicality just shows me that there are some people that have no fucking soul. And Taylor has proven to me that just for a little drop of clout, just a drop, a little meal ticket, if you will, that they will not stand up for what is right. I'm out, ladies and gentlemen. I don't even know what more to say. I'm blown away. Good night.
Okay. Well, that's not good. But yes, yeah, good video.